Welcome back to Namely 90s Minute. Every week we look back at a culturally relevant show, movie, or piece of pop culture that probably helps stoke the algorithm. This week, in honor of Season 2 of the Frasier reboot, we're looking back at the pilot of Season 1 of Frasier 2023, The Good Father. The Good Father, a play on the title of the pilot episode of the original Frasier series, The Good Son, is the first episode of Season 1 of the Frasier reboot, starring Beast from X-Men, Rufus from Kingsman's Secret Service, Jackie from The Neighbors, Marianne from Letterkenny, and Rodney Trotter from Only Fools and Horses. The episode begins with Dr. Frasier Crane arriving in Boston to do a guest lecture at his alma mater, Harvard, where he's greeted by his college roommate Alan Cornwall and traveling with his nephew David, who is an incoming freshman at the school. Frasier is processing his father's funeral and breakup from Charlotte, who Frasier followed to Chicago in the previous series finale. He hopes to reunite with his son Freddie, who is now a firefighter after dropping out of Harvard and also didn't show up to Martin's funeral. So he drops by Freddie's place unannounced. He meets Eve, Freddie's roommate, who Frasier confuses with Freddie's girlfriend. He also meets Olivia, Alan's boss at Harvard, who tries to recruit Frasier to teach there in her department. Freddie attempts to hide his living situation with Eve and her infant son from his dad, but in classic Frasier fashion, he is unsuccessful. Freddie and Frasier have a heart-to-heart about Eve, who is Freddie's dead best friend / firefighting coworker / Eve's baby daddy, as well as why he didn't go to Martin's funeral, and reveals that Martin flew out to Boston after Eve's baby daddy's death to help Freddie through it. Frasier then doubles down on genuinely reconnecting with his son and decides to take the position at Harvard and buys Freddie's apartment building and moves in across the hall, hoping his son would move in with him to let Eve have the apartment across the hall for free to raise her kid. And that's The Good Father, Season 1, Episode 1 of Frasier 2023 in a Namely 90s Minute. More or less. Join us again next Tuesday for another Namely 90s Minute. Remember, you can always hear these a day early in full episodes of Namely 90s on all major podcasting platforms, and most of the small ones too. Please subscribe and do all the other YouTube things. Bell ringing, share, like, subscribes, that sort of stuff. And we'll catch you next time, Seattle.